So again, I don't be knowing nothing. I just be reading this shit like everybody else. I be trying to understand stuff, especially when people tell me something a lot. I be like, let me understand something. Let me read these lies to you out loud. Let me read to you what God been lying to you about. All these lies in the Bible. So we're reading out of the New Life Testament. We're reading these lies out of the Bible. Let me tell you these lies that God put in this damn Bible. Ezekiel 36, New Life Testament. Let me read these words to you. And again, I do not read the Bible as a kid. I don't read the Bible as a hurt man. And I don't read the Bible as a slave. Listen to this shit that I got to say. It's crazy. Don't get caught up in the words. It's crazy. Check me out. And now, son of man, prophecy to the mountains of Israel. Say, mountains of Israel, listen to God's message. God the Master says, because the enemy crowned over you good, those old hills are ours now. Now here is a prophecy in the name of God the Master, because nations came at you from all sides, ripping and plundering and hauling pieces of you off every which way. And you've become the butt of cheap gossip and jokes. Therefore, mountains of Israel, listen to the message of God, the Master. My message to mountains and hills, to ditches and valleys, to the heaps of rubble and the empty towns that are looted for plunder and turned into jokes by all of the surrounding nations. Therefore, says God, the Master, now I'm speaking in a fiery rage against the rest of the nations, but especially against Edom, who in an orgy of violence and shameless insolence robbed me of my land, grabbed it for themselves. Therefore, prophecy over the land of Israel, preached to the mountains and hills, to every ditch and valley. The message of God, the Master. Look, listen, I'm angry and I care. I'm speaking to you because you've been humiliated among the nations. Therefore, I, God the Master, am telling you that I solemnly sworn that the nations around you are next. And it's their time to be humiliated. But you, mountains of Israel, will burst with new growth, putting out branches and bearing fruit for my people Israel. My people are coming home. Do you see? I'm back again. I'm on your side. You'll be plowed and planted as before. I'll see to it that your population grows all over Israel, that the towns fill up with people, that the ruins are rebuilt. I'll make this place teem with life, human and animal. The country will burst into life, life and more life. Your towns and villages full of people just as the old days. I'll treat you better than I ever have, and you will realize that I am God. I'll put people over you, my people, my own people, Israel. They'll take care of you. You'll be their inheritance. Never again will you be a harsh and unforgiving land to them. God the Master says, because you have a reputation of being a land that eats people alive and makes women barren, I'm now telling you that you'll never eat people alive again, nor make women barren. Decree of God, the Master, and I'll never again let the taunts of outsiders be heard over you, nor permit nations to look down on you. You'll no longer be a land that makes women barren. Decree of God, the Master. Ooh, but we getting into the good shit. God's message came to me, son of man. When the people of Israel lived in their land, they polluted it by the way that they lived. I poured out my anger on them because of the polluted blood they poured out on the ground. And so I got thoroughly angry with them, polluting the country with wanton murderers and with dirty gods. I kicked them out. I exiled them to other countries. I sentenced them according to how they lived. Wherever they went, they gave me a bad name. Hold on now. The good part. People said, these are God's people, but they got kicked off his land. I suffered much pain over my holy reputation, which the people of Israel blackened in every country they entered. Therefore, tell Israel, message of God, the Master. I'm not doing this for you, Israel. I'm doing it for me, to save my character, my holy name, which you have blackened in every country where you have gone. I'm going to put my great and holy name on display. The name that has been ruined in so many countries, the name that you blackened wherever you went. The nations will realize who I really am, that I am God, when I show my holiness through you, so that they can see it with their own eyes. Oh, wait, there's more. For here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you out of these countries, gather you from all over and bring you back to your own land. I'll pour water over you and scrub you clean. I'll give you a new heart, put a new spirit in you. I'll remove the stone from your body and replace it with the heart that's God-willed, not self-willed. I'll put my spirit in you and make it possible for you to do what I tell you and live by my commands. You'll once again live in the land I gave your ancestors. You'll be my people. I'll be your God. I'll put you out. I'll pull you out of that stinking pollution. I'll give you orders to the wheat fields, telling them to grow bumper crops. I'll send no more famines. I'll make sure your fruit trees and field crops flourish. Other nations won't be able to hold you in contempt because of famine. And then you'll think back over the terrible lives, the evil, the shame, and be thoroughly disgusted with yourselves, realizing how badly you lived, all the obscenities you carried out. I'm not doing this for you. Get this through your thick heads. Shame on you. What a mess you made of things, Israel. Going into some deep God doggone scripture right here. Listen to this last part. Message of God the Master. On the day I scrub you clean from all your filthy living, I'll make your cities livable. The ruins will be rebuilt, the neglected land be worked again, no longer overgrown with weeds and thistles, worthless in the eyes of passerby. People will exclaim, why, this weed patch has been turned into a Garden of Eden, and the ruined city smashed into oblivion and now thriving. The nations around you that are still in existence will realize that I, God, rebuild ruins and replant empty waste places. I, God, said so, and I'll do it. Master of God, message of God, the Master, yet again, I'm going to do what Israel asked. I'll increase their population as with a flock of sheep, like the milling flocks of sheep brought for sacrifices in Jerusalem during the appointed feast. The ruined cities will be filled with flocks of people, and they will realize that I am God. Okay. So I feel there's some people in this country that have been oppressed for a very long time. Last year made 400 years. And then I came to this scripture just the other night, just flipped to it. And the thing that really got me is when he was talking about the disobedience of the people. Like how they was just wanting to do their own motherfucking thing. He was like, come on, man, I'm going to give you favor. You my people. I'm going to give you favor. Just be obedient. Like, nope. Nope, I want to do my own thing. I want to be a king of no nation. God was like, cool. Y'all want to be a whole bunch of chiefs and no Indians? Cool. Y'all want to rebuild y'all cities? Y'all just want to get into fights with other nations trying to take land? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Y'all don't want to work in unity? Cool. So while y'all enter fighting in Africa, guess these other people doing? Plotting. And because you were so undisciplined, you didn't even see them coming. And then all these people had to go get on these boats and go overseas because you weren't ready to defend the land. And you let these people who are envious of you put you on ships. Because and then he said, God said, hold on. Wherever they went, they gave me a bad name. People said, these are God's people, but they got kicked off his land? I suffer much pain over my holy reputation, which the people of Israel blackened in every country they entered. God told me to give y'all this message, especially for the people who be reading this or don't want to read it because they feel like they're going to be a slave. I want to read that to you. Tell me how that shit sunk into your body, into your soul today. Jesus ain't a lie. The pictures might have been changed. Everything might have been altered. But Jesus wasn't a lie. But if you walk in discipline, God said, if you already the Son of Man, I'm going to give you what you need. Stop worshiping this money. Stop worshiping this talent. Like, they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why the girls be yelling where the ball is at. Kanye West. God really got something for us, but we got to see the value in ourselves first. We have to. We have to.